Salute. The streets are buzzing. What's good, Knicks fam? The chat show tonight, late night chat show. The New York Knicks back at 500. We're going to talk about it. Salute to the chat. Bodega Wi-Fi, salute fam. How we doing after a beautiful win? The New York Knicks handled their business tonight. They beat a hapless Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic, versus a bunch of role players that just didn't look like they were interested tonight. But the New York Knicks defended well, put in a complete performance. To me, the most complete performance of the season so far. The New York Knicks handle their business. Let's pull up the box score. Let's talk about it. 85-108. Finally, the starting unit looked switched on, handled their business, all positives in the double figures. Julius Randle plus 29. Mitch was a beast tonight, plus 22. Alec Burks plus 26. Evan Fournier plus 27. And RJ Barrett plus 22. Star J Barrett returned a few games ago, and he's remained. The New York Knicks back at 500, equal their record at the same point last season, 21-21. It feels like it's been 3 seasons in one so far, and to be at 500, it's crazy right now. The New York Knicks in the standings are at 11th spot right now, equal with the Celtics, 21-21. A game behind the Wizards in 9th place, and they are at 22-20. We're going to look ahead to the next couple of games. We're going to be talking about some moves that you might want to see. This is the chat show. Throw in your questions, thoughts, chats in the chat, and I'm going to shout it out. Give a New York Knicks fan a voice, and we're just going to chop it up tonight. It just feels good to be back at 500. The New York Knicks just had finally, it comes at the halfway point where it was a complete performance, where the bench wasn't the one that, kept us in it, or even the reason that we won. Now, looking at the box score, heroes abound, in the words of Clyde, 37 minutes for Randle. That's probably a sweet spot. However, Obi only had his 11 minutes. But the return of Nerlens Noel, Nerlens Noel's impact, was pretty evident tonight in his 21 minutes. Got his 2 blocks, but Mitchell Robinson and RJ Barrett were the story tonight. In just 26 minutes, Mitchell Robinson was crazy efficient. Career high 19 points, 2 blocks as well, plus 22, 10 boards, 4 of them offensive. Mitchell Robinson, they just had no answer for him tonight. Like I said, the Dallas Mavericks, it was Luka Doncic and a bunch of role players that didn't look like they wanted to be there tonight. They tried, but the New York Knicks just came together at the right time. Everything was clicking. Evan Fournier has improved his play of late. What do you guys think about that? Do you still want to see a move happen for Evan Fournier, or do you want to ride things out with him? Looks like he's turning things around a bit, on the offensive end at least. Alec Burks got the start tonight, 35 minutes. Wasn't very efficient, however, did run the point, 6 assists, 2 steals. You got to appreciate that. 8 rebounds as well for Alec Burks. So a nice all-round game for Alec Burks too. The whole starting unit gets their flowers tonight. And Bodega Wi-Fi, Boomgate might have been a blessing. We played like a team. Absolutely, Bodega Wi-Fi. Great comment. You've got to go through your ups and your downs. The New York Knicks have definitely had a lot of downs this season, but we're only at the halfway point. Let's hope we're turning things around. Finally a home win as well. Home win. We know we've been good on the road this season, or pretty decent on the road, but to just get a win tonight against a team that was on 6 in a row, right? We broke the Mavs streak. Salute, cash out. Salute. Exactly, great all-round team game. That's what you want to see. Not necessarily, there were stars tonight, but not just 1 or 2 guys that carried the New York Knicks. It was everybody. Salute, D-Ras, salute. What was your favorite thing about tonight's game? For me, it has to be the fact that it was a collective effort. It was a collective effort. We didn't need to rely on 1 or 2 players, right? As you see the box score there, we were just, as a unit, just too strong for the Dallas Mavericks. And this has to be the most feel-good win for that reason for me, because, again, it wasn't a dude rescuing us with a last-minute shot. It wasn't, the other team with COVID protocols. It was just their team versus ours, and ours was way better on the night tonight. The New York Knicks had a lot of consistent players. RJ Barrett, 41 minutes. You see that confidence. Going back to the first Boston game when RJ hit that buzzer beater, I said, watch him feel a lot more confident, a lot more loose, monkey off the back when you're 21 years of age and you've hit your first buzzer beater, in Madison Square Garden to win the game for your team at 21 years old. That's just going to carry him on to probably being the best player for the Knicks for the second half of the season. And it's looking like that could be a big possibility. So yeah, tonight, the New York Knicks, led wire to wire, which was beautiful. We'll break down quarter by quarter. Came out strong. We got up 9 after the first, held it in the second as well, and just took command in the third, and even won the fourth quarter. That's what you want to see, right? Wire to wire. Didn't even lose a single quarter tonight. Didn't even let the foot off the gas. How many times have we been able to say that? Salute Knicks 100. Ever since the third game versus the Celtics and the beginning of our COVID protocols, this team has been above average. You're starting to believe that we're here now for good. Yep, great comment. Hey, proof is in the pudding. I've been saying, all I wanted to see was consistency, right? Having an awful performance and then playing really well the next night and then another bad performance. It was just getting to everybody, right? If you're going to be bad, be consistently bad. If you're going to be good, be consistently good. The New York Knicks have, started to right the ship, so to speak. And all this is coming with Kemba Walker out. Who stepped in. Emmanuel Quickly and Alec Burks have stepped in throughout this time. It's been a bumpy road. Deuce McBride's even filled in admirably at times. The point guard spot, it starts with that. Getting more consistency in that spot is definitely going to help this team. Derrick Rose has commenced rehab. What do you guys think about that? Imagine if we can get 3-5 games above 500 when D Rose comes back. That could be, a big boost. A big boost when D Rose, hopefully rehab, happens successfully. Gives us that extra punch off the bench. Him, quickly, Obi, Nerlens. That's a dominant bench right there. And if our starting unit can continue this consistency, the New York Knicks could really, really start to make some moves. And like I said, the East is crowded right now. We all know the New York Knicks are at 500 and are in 11th spot. We're tied with 10th. But at 500, how many in years past, would you be 11th when you're 500 ball? Normally, when you're 500 in the East, you're 7th or 6th or 5th. A 500 record in the West would have you in the 8th spot, entrenched in the play-in. But the Eastern Conference, is the strongest conference this season. Atlanta Hawks, Eastern Conference finalists last season, down to 12th now, 17-23. The New York Knicks have put themselves 3 games clear of the Hawks, 3 games clear of the Hawks, above 12th as well. So they have got some problems, Atlanta, but it's all the way up for the New York Knicks. We can't look behind us. It's looking ahead. Had we beat Boston, I really wish the New York Knicks had got that second game, would have got above Boston. But we're only at 500, and there's a lot more opportunities now, especially with the trade deadline coming up. We're going to be talking about some of the moves you guys want to see. The New York Knicks have 2 days off now. Plenty of talking points that are going to take place over these next couple of days. We're going to look ahead to the remaining games coming up. Bodega Wi-Fi, the floor balance was perfect. Yeah, exactly. Do you think the players, whether they've just got more chemistry or had a team meeting or whatever it may be, do you think they're just starting to feel better and correct themselves? Do you think Tom Thibodeau or the coaching staff has implemented anything or rectified some things? I know their rotations. For me, on the defensive end, it seems like their cohesion has gotten a lot better. Their understanding of positioning, where to be on the pick and roll D, switching as well. The switching has been a big help. There's no doubt our defense has picked up. The New York Knicks defense has picked up over the last 10 games or so. And that's what we want to see, getting back to that identity. D-Ras, salute. Fax Randall playing team ball. Got to give him credit tonight. Julius Randle, D-Ras, again, 37 minutes. I always want to see Randall play around the 33, 35 minute mark. I think that's a sweet spot because when he gets gassed, you start to see that lazy Randall, walking up the court, laboring, all of that, looking disinterested. Try and get his minutes down, wherever it may be, play small ball, get up and down. That change of pace, is critical for the New York Knicks. I've noticed Julius take a little bit more, 3-point attempts as well. He was really, really hesitating. He's pulling the trigger now, 4 of 6 from free throw. But you want to see him rebound and assist, and that's what he did tonight. 12 boards, 8 assists, the 5 turnovers. Again, I'm beginning to think we're never going to see that go down. You just got to live with Julius handling the rock. He's going to get 6 to 4 turnovers, something like that. But to be a team high plus 29, good bounce back from Julius Randle. He didn't want to hear those boos tonight, especially with his home team, in the building. So salute D-Ras. Knicks 100. RJ is doing all kinds of things with his right hand. Exactly. Yep. The evolution. We're seeing it right now. We're seeing a player feel more confident in his game. He's putting in the work. I don't know if you guys heard towards the end of the game after the buzzer, it looked like he was talking to Theo Pinson. I think it was Theo Pinson. He's looking like he was saying something like, I'm putting in the work. I'm putting in the work. That's what he was telling Theo Pinson as well. So that was a good thing to see from the MSG cams. Team win as well. That's exactly what you want to see, right? With the East like it is, there was never going to be 1 or 2 dudes that pulls this team out of the hole they were in. It's going to be that team effort. Everybody needed to step up. For me, also, credible to Quentin Grimes coming into the rotation for however many minutes he's been playing. He's been solid, stable, helping, defensive wise, getting in the right spots, being pesky, getting in the passing lanes, just being solid, just holding your own. When you play man to man D, the more guys you have on the floor that can just hold their own, not get blown by, not get beaten all the time, that just creates mismatches, the defense not having to collapse. That's what happens when Quentin Grimes is on the floor. That helps his team out a lot. Evan Fournier, 33 minutes. He's been playing well of late offensively, but I like to see his minutes go down a little bit still and see Quentin Grimes get more burn. But yeah, Knicks 100. RJ's doing all sorts of things with his right hand now. He's getting to that spots on the floor like Carmelo Anthony. It's like he's picking his spots and he's saying, I'm going to get there. I'm going to be able to get there. And then I'm going to hit the mid-range J, like his idol growing up, DeMar DeRozan. Could he be the mid-range assassin with a three-point shot? Sky's the limit for RJ Barrett. Yeah, Bodega, I think Randall humbled himself, made sacrifices for the team. Yeah, let's hope. That'd be the way to win the fans over, right? Putting that shine aside and just knowing that however far the Knicks go is only going to reflect good on Randall, right? Don't worry about putting up the 25 points. In my season preview, I said Randall's scoring would definitely come down, but his assists needed to go up this season because he had more weapons. Julius Randle has more weapons on this team. Kemba Walker came in, Evan Fournier, RJ another year in the league, Mitchell Robinson, Burks quickly. We didn't need Randle to score 25 a night. If he's moving the ball really quick, making quick decisions, not bouncing it into the ground, and then quickly moving it when the double comes, that's the Julius we needed all season long. And I was okay with his points going down, because the team would be better. So he definitely humbled himself. And Bodega, again, RJ needs to stay aggressive. The team seems to feed off that energy. Yeah, right. I love the fact that they're just giving him the ball too. The fans were screaming for the last year or two, especially in the fourth quarter. Just give RJ a couple games. Let him dictate where the game goes. Put the game in his control. And they're feeding RJ right now. And that's perfect because you're seeing a player thrive. You're seeing a player thrive off that, and him staying aggressive, getting to the cup. What's going to happen now when defenses adjust is RJ, well, he's going to continue to learn when he faces more challenges. But I'd love to see how teams start to react now to RJ getting to the cup with aggression and being that, that guy to get fouls, finish strong. Once his free throws continue to get better, the sky's the limit. Salute Allah Wise, salute fam. Great win tonight, back at 500, 21-21 at the halfway point of the season too. We're at 500 at the halfway point, and it's like a clean slate. It's like the season just starts, next game. Let's make that run now. Let's make that run. We can see the finish line ahead of us. We're past the halfway mark. Allah Wise, Randall can't worry about fans, focus on his game. I like how he walked past the fans to give his son a pound. Like, I don't need y'all, my fam is here. That was a boss move. Yeah, I appreciated that too, Allah Wise. Yeah, Randall, he knows he's got the support of his fam. You just want to see him block out the noise. At the end of the day, when you go home at night, think about what's important to you, right? He's got the money now. He's got the bag. He's got a family. Just do it for him. Just ball out. Don't care if the fans are booing, they're cheering. Just go out there and block out all that noise, right? Kobe Bryant, was a mentor of his. You hope that shows through in that where, Julius had the chance to play with Kobe and learn off that. When the buzzer starts, you've just got to be locked into the game. And I think Randall also, a part of his gripe was with Randall was that the fact that he feels like he's carrying the team all the time. I feel like Randall actually looks happier when RJ starts to really ball out. When RJ picks up, Randall looks happy. His body language, all of that. He doesn't have to carry the scoring load each and every time. And that's a credit to Julius Randle. I've really been impressed the last couple of games in terms of him looking for RJ, looking for him and acknowledging that the young man is on the come up, just acknowledging that moment and looking for him. So, salute Sherwin, salute welcome. The chat show, throw your comments, questions at me. We're looking ahead, back at 500. The New York Knicks have a 2-day break. It's like things are shaking right for the New York Knicks right now. A couple days to rest, practice. I was also going to say that the league protocol situation seems to be getting better. Not as many players out right now, so that means we're starting to see some movement. We're starting to see a few moves happen. Smaller moves, albeit, but we could start to see a lot more moves now. Sherwin says, he's not the one to listen to the body language talk. Okay, in terms of Randle, you just want to see him, focused and locked in and just, be doing his thing on the court. Otherwise, Randle is making sure RJ got a 30 ball and RJ tried to get him a trip dub. Yeah, facts, right? Two dudes in cohesion right now. That's great to see for the New York Knicks. Everyone else can just feed off that energy right now. And you notice that Evan Fournier is feeling a lot more confident. I think we speculated this after the first Boston game, right? When Evan Fournier put up his career high. Salute Bodega and Canal. When Evan Fournier put up his career high, did you guys get that feeling that, that may, click, that may create some things to start clicking for Evan? He's definitely looked a lot more confident, not hesitating now, picking his shots, improving on the defensive end as well. I've been very critical of Evan Fournier, but you've got to give him some credit. He's definitely helped contribute, recently. And that's what you want to see. Bodega, will Kemba's return and possible insertion into the starting lineup hurt our chemistry? Wow, great question, Bodega. I've been thinking about that. I was actually expecting Kemba to come back today. It's interesting that he didn't, suit up. He got very close, warmed up, and the fact that they just decided it wasn't right. To you, what does that tell you? To me, it tells me that his injury is still day to day. It's an arthritic thing. You could wake up any day and feel it. I've been concerned. I'm going to be honest. I am concerned because not just for the chemistry. I'm concerned you bring Kemba in and it's going to be pointless because he comes in for a game and then he may have to sit 2 games. He might come in again, light it up, then he might have to sit another game. And that's disruptive. That's disruptive to the team. I don't think he helps the team a hell of a lot outside of the scoring element. Yes, he gives the team a different dynamic, but I think Kemba Walker was always best suited off the bench in a 15-minute microwave role. Utilize his strengths to the best ability of his strengths, which is just coming off the bench and lining it up. So that's my thoughts on Kemba Walker. I love the guy in terms of he's a person and his personality. He's a New Yorker at heart. He wants to come here and do well. Kemba Walker wants to come here and be that, that guy that helps his team win. I no doubt about that. No knock on him. It's just sometimes you need somebody to tap a player on the shoulder and say, you're just not it anymore. You're just not that dude. And then adjust to that bench role. 15 minutes off the bench, Kemba Walker coming in, scoring 12 points, that'd be fine. But then you've also got people that will say it'll take minutes away from McBride. Will it take minutes from Grimes now that's settled in now? He's coming into the rotation and defending well, doing all different things. So, Kemba gives us a different look, but I'm not convinced that is going to add a different, a positive element that other players can't add to this team as well. So it's going to be real interesting to watch. If Kemba Walker doesn't get enough shine in these next 2 weeks, maybe he will look for that trade. Maybe they will try and trade him on. Salute Canal, salute. You don't think Kemba hurts anything? I can appreciate that. He definitely can help us on the scoring end. It's just as long as he knows his role. As long as he knows his role, Canal, he comes in, gets others involved, quickly moves the ball. But the main thing is that Tibbs doesn't overburn him. play him for stretches that he can manage, right? Again, there's no point in him coming in 35 minutes, 40 minutes, and then Kemba Walker has to sit for a week. Again, so we need to understand Kemba's limitations in terms of his health. But yeah, he needs to be aggressive, definitely, when he comes in. And otherwise, Fournier's defense looks much better for the last 2 games. Yet facts, you don't worry about his shot, you worry about his defense. Exactly, right? He's a born scorer, shooting guard, done it in the Olympics, done it for many teams in the league. Evan Fournier is a bucket when he's on. 44 points, salute the man for his career high this season. It's been a down year for him. But, I always said this, when you're down, there's only one direction you can go, and that's back up. Right? When you're down, the only direction's back up. And if Evan Fournier's play can just level to the average of his career with us, which is giving us real efficient scoring and serviceable D, then hey, the New York Knicks could be onto something with this. Sherwin M. Randall's haters, inverted commas, Obi fans talk about the bad body language. Obi's just a rim runner. He can't defend anyone. The Knicks defense is getting better with Obi playing fewer minutes as well. Yeah, I know you're a huge Randall fan and also not a fan of Obi. In speaking with Mark Berman, of course, he always says perhaps Coach Tibbs has just hit the sweet spot. That is a valid point. Obi's minutes could be just enough to give the team a jolt. When you play him more than that, perhaps it hurts the team. If he plays much more extended minutes. With that, I don't necessarily fully agree with that, but I can understand the point he makes. At the end of the day, you're just never going to know until Obi plays 20, 25 plus minutes as well. But yeah, he definitely can. He's prone to some folly. He'll still travel. He'll still come in and a brick a 3 or airball a 3. But he does help. His pace helps getting up and down. His energy does help. And, he is best suited off the bench right now. The future's still bright, I think, for Obi. But maybe Tibbs has just got him in the right sweet spot, for this season right now. Knicks 100 thinks Kemba dribbles too much. Yeah, that is one element. He does like to go one-on-one. He's ISO heavy as well. So I can see how you feel that way. Otherwise, I say try Kemba for the playoffs or move him as well. Okay, so you want to just try him now, insert him back in, see what he looks like, or you mean just save him until the playoffs come? So in terms of moving him, I'm not quite sure if there's going to be any trade market, unfortunately, for Kemba right now. I think we missed that boat. Just the fact that he's in and out, nothing to do with his game. I think Kemba Walker still has game that can help other teams, and they believe that. But it's just the health element. What team is going to be willing to give up an asset? What type of asset would that be for Kemba Walker? I could only see probably a second round pick, or maybe just another $8 million role player, and a swap for salary, like for like swap. Maybe we bring in a player that fits our system a bit more, or maybe, an $8 million wing, and another team that desperately needs a vet point guard. Maybe we can find a team that does a good swap for that. And Sherwin, Kemba and Fournier in the backcourt hurts the team defense. Yeah, that is a very, very valid point. Those two together, definitely D is an Evan's strength, and you magnify that weakness when Kemba is also there. And we've seen a 20, 25 game sample size of those two playing together. And also, I'm a fan of just not messing with, things that are working well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If the New York Knicks are winning some games now, let's keep playing who we're playing right now until we lose, right? We've been winning a few games. Let's just continue with that. And I don't want Quentin Grimes' minutes to go down whatsoever. I want Quentin Grimes, and he showed it tonight. He's getting more confident, getting smarter, where to be. He's gaining Tibbs' trust as well each and every game. You could see it, right? Even Deuce McBride, we'll touch on him in his big night out in the G League, 39 points. Your Knicks 100, also the same with Quickly. He dribbles too much. Sherwin Grimes has taken IQ's minutes at the shooting guard. That's a great thing. Yeah, I'm also on that train of Grimes getting more minutes. It could be at whoever's expense. I don't really care, to be honest. For you, you want it to be Obi. You want it to be IQ. For me, I don't really care. I'm okay with even if Grimes starts for Alec Burks. I still think Alec Burks is that dynamite off the bench, and we can keep him in that role for the playoffs. Let's continue to mold and grow Quentin Grimes. He is a part of this future of this team. Is Quentin Grimes? Two-way players help you win in the NBA, right? Sustainable winning. I'm not talking one night putting up 40 and you win a game for your team, then 3 games you go missing. I'm talking about when you're trying to be sustainable winner, right? And you're trying to be each and every year develop players like the San Antonio Spurs or the Toronto Raptors do. That's what I want us to turn Quentin Grimes into, and while a player's confidence is peaking, like RJ right now, feed that confidence, feed him that minutes, feed RJ the ball, ride the hot hand. That's what we need to do instead of squashing, a player on the rise, an ascending player. D-Russ, same with Randall. Absolutely, we've seen Randall dribble a lot, way too much at times. I love the quick thinking, quick decision-making Randall. That is dynamite, when he charges to the hoop and he doesn't force it, the defender doesn't know if he's going to, charge into him or shoot or pass. That's when Randall's at his most dangerous. He needs to trust all the teammates on the floor and will be a lot more dangerous. Knicks 100, Grimes makes that ball move. I wish we had 5 Grimes on this team. Yep, straight facts. Knicks 100. Quentin Grimes, he's getting, earning a lot of fans, and he certainly balled out tonight. I want to ask all of you too. What do you think Quentin Grimes' ceiling can be? We know it's early, but I'd just love to know what you guys think about Quentin Grimes and what his ceiling can be. I know he's only 6'4". That could be the knock on him. In terms of a ceiling, if Quentin Grimes, I was saying, if he was 6'6", 6'7", we would have been, he would have been gone after 25th pick, before 25. We were trying to move up to get Trey Murphy, Chris Duarte, taller versions of Grimes, but we ended up with Grimes, and I ain't mad at that. He's a New York Knick now. D-Russ also agrees with Allah. Let's just save Kemba. If we can't move him, to me, there's no point buying Kemba out, right? Just have him in the locker room, see where he's at, use his wisdom, be that solid vet like a Taj Gibson, swallow his pride, and just do what he can to help this team win this season and then move him on. Salute, Jonathan, salute. Indeed, Knicks are back at 500, and it feels good. Yes, 500's mediocre, but we've been below 500 a lot of the season outside of the 5-1 start, which was unbelievable. But like the chat's been saying, the chat's on fire. The chat's been saying that adversity, maybe in the New York Knicks hitting that adversity with Randall, with Fournier, even Barrett hitting a lot of adversity this season, right? And the fact that you can burst through that adversity and now start playing your best basketball, look out. We could be a bullet train, headed for the playoffs. Sherwin, Obi's a good runner. That's all he is. His defense is not suitable for winning. It's definitely early for me. But like I said, I want to see Obi get a few more minutes, but there are nights when he might get 8 or 9 minutes. I think he deserves a bit more than that. Salute, Manchild. Salute, fam. What's good? Hope you're well over there in Toronto or Canada, whichever city you're in. This COVID thing's running amok. It's running amok down here as well, where I'm at. But the league, hopefully, the cases and things start to go down. Players get back healthy. We could start seeing some more trades. I was kind of hoping KP would play tonight. What did you guys think about KP not being able to play? Prayers up for him, who has COVID, unfortunately. But, I wanted to see KP play tonight. That would have been nice to see his game and how he's evolved. Obi played 45 against Toronto and he had 19, 6 and 6. But we've seen him play 20 minutes and have the same impact. Yep, definitely. I think for the comments on Tibbs doesn't like Obi, I think that's a bit off the mark. For me, I think for Tibbs, it's, he when he doesn't fully trust the player, he might like glimpses of things and what they do on sporadic basis. But I think Tibbs just wants to win right now. He's 63 years old. He's like that guy that just wants to win yesterday, and he'll only play a player that he trusts right now, that trusts to be able to produce, 48 minutes. I know it's frustrating. He makes a mistake or two, and then Obi gets pulled. That's just a product of Tibbs, the coach we have right now. Like I said, he wants to win every single possession. You see him barking on the sideline, mask pulled down, screaming at the refs every single time. He's intense, and some people want that. Some people think that's the best coach to get it, the best out of this team, and some think it's detrimental to young players' development. That's on the front office. That's the direction they want to go. They hired Tom Thibodeau, because they want to, they allow him to want to try and win now. I think if we don't win right now, the only way to go is the other way. Let's see if it blows up, in this season or two. But Tom Thibodeau will try to get the best out of this team in terms of wins and losses. Sherwin M, he would like to package Kemba, Noel, Fournier, and Knox for Wall and a first pick from Houston. Let me go through Kemba. I'm okay with that. Yep, Noel, Fournier, and Knox for Wall. I got no problem with that trade at all, especially if we're getting a first. Yeah, if we're getting a first from Houston. But I just don't know whether Houston would want Kemba Walker or Nerlens Noel or Fournier's contract. But yeah, I'm hoping Wall gets bought out. That would be something to watch. Salute, Frederick. Salute. Knicks at 500 feels good. A lot of juicy matchups to come up. Atlanta. They haven't forgotten the beat down we gave them on Christmas Day. Allah Wise foul trouble had quick out tonight. Okay, yeah, thanks for that. I didn't catch the whole game. I can only check the box score, and I saw probably about half the game tonight as well. But yeah, Pudge, nice. Salute, fam. Great win indeed. I've been saying it's the most complete win tonight, the most complete performance of the season. And you just look at the box score as well. Unselfish ball. They fed the hot hand. They got Mitchell Robinson involved. There was no matchup for him. Again, feeding the hot hand, no tunnel vision. And every player was able to thrive and beast in that starting unit. And that was great to see. And also on the defensive end as well. Is this team going to start to lock in? Do they see the second half of the season coming up and they're like, the time is now, let's lock in, let's play solid D, and let's get ahead, a big task. Salute, fam. Big task is hype. Yeah, we can feel that hype. Knicks pride, and salute to you too. Allah, Grimes' shot is pure water. Indeed it is. We hit a home run with that pick, out of the 25th pick. That's just probably, I've got a feeling that's as best you could do at that kind of selection right now. And we don't know, Grimes may not be a star, but, he could be a star role player on a championship squad. And that would be a home run, for Quentin Grimes. He's starting to put the ball on the deck too. You guys notice that? You can get by his man, put it on the deck, hit that nice step back. Man, I was out of my seat. I really wanted him to hit that shot. That would have made it, a lot more, crazy in terms of the hype on Grimes. But I've been hype on him since the very beginning. This was a player that was highly touted, coming out of college as well. So, the New York Knicks have got something on that. Knicks 100, 1 for 7, had quickly out. Wish we would stop wasting time with IQ. He's in the way of the team's success as well. You're not a fan of IQ. Knicks 100, who do you want to see take his minutes? Was it Grimes? You want to see Grimes take all or more of his minutes, or do you want to see Deuce get some more minutes? Are you even a fan of Kevin Knox taking some of those minutes as well? A big task. Salute everyone in the chat. Yep, the chat's lit. The chat show, giving you guys a voice, shouting every chat out. This is what it's all about. New York Knicks fam, orange and blue skies. Sean wants to say to fellow Knicks fans, he doesn't hate Obi. He just don't like his game on the Knicks. He is a bad fit as well. Sherwin, I was chatting to Mark. who do you want to see packaged for Obi then? If you don't want Obi around, what's your ideal trade scenario, Sherwin, and and package him, because there would be a trade market for Obi definitely. The more you limit his minutes or his development, his trade value just depreciates. So if you don't like Obi, who do you want to see him move for? Big Tarsier, the Mavs are the reject version of the Knicks. Great comment. I said before, they were Luka Doncic tonight and role players. I won't say G leaguers. There's some pros out there, but they just looked a mess tonight. And credit to the Knicks who put them in that mess as well. Yeah, and Pudge Lucas got straight locked up. Yeah, absolutely. It was good to see. When one guy's carrying a team, just tire him out. Just go at him. Go at him on defense every single time. And I think that poor Luka, he's going to need some help, serious help soon. Otherwise, that situation in Dallas could get interesting, right? I know KP's been balling out, but what do you guys think about Luka? You think he's going to stay? Because he strikes me as a dude like KP that will straight demand a trade. If Luka wants to be one of the greatest in the game, you see it in his passion, the way he argues. He wants to win. He hates losing. If Luka's not winning in Dallas, I see him as that dude that'll straight up request a trade. I don't think he's loyal to Dallas. Luka didn't look like an all-star against us tonight. No, he didn't. Absolutely, we locked him up. Yeah, and Houston's not buying out Wall. They said it. That's too much money. Yeah, they can trade Noel, Fournier, and Kemba. It's going to be interesting, right? Wall's only got 2 more years, I think. So it's going to be tough to trade that much money to get similar contracts on 2 years, unless they're willing to stomach Fournier's 3 years. Noel and Kemba, their contracts are pretty good. So, yeah, maybe Houston do entertain that. I don't know if I'm the Knicks, if the Knicks really would go that route, just because Noel, Fournier, Kemba, that offers them a lot more pieces that can be thrown around in other deals. I think that that flexibility might make the Knicks want to keep a lot of those other pieces as well. And yeah, Knicks 100 both. Yeah, he wants to see Grimes, McBride get more of Quickly's minutes. Obi in a second for Cam Reddish. Okay, yep, that's a fair trade in my eyes. I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm not an Obi huge Obi fan, or I'm not an Obi hater either. I'm neutral on Obi. If he's here, I root for him. But yeah, Cam Reddish has great upside as well, and like you said, is a better fit at the moment. I got no issue if they decide to keep Randall or move Randall and rock with Obi, but you got to make a decision soon. I've been saying 12 months is all the Knicks have to make a decision, because if Tibbs ain't playing Obi and Randall together, you're absolutely just missing out. You're wasting a player and a pick right there, right? So make a decision. And Luka's the ultimate ball stopper. Yeah, he is, right? He's that all-star on a team full of full of role players tonight. Sherwin agrees. IQ is the most selfish player in the NBA. 90% of his shots are bad shots. Knicks 100 salute. He knows we all love Quickly, but if you strip all that unneeded celebrating away, Quickly's just an average player with an abundance of horrible shots as well. Tibbs loves him. You do got to credit his defense. Knicks 100 he's picked up on his D as Quickly, and I think that's what's keeping him on the floor a lot more now with Tibbs. He loves Quickly's D, and also maybe there's a lot more influence in terms of Worldwide West. Worldwide West smashed his hand on the ground on the table and said, "Get me Quickly." So there's a lot of decision makers in the front office that have a voice, and it's interesting. I've been saying Leon's that guy that has to make the final decision, but there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen. In terms of Scott Perry wanted some players. He wanted DeRozan. He wanted some other dudes, maybe Reddish, maybe try to make us go for Levine. Well, Wes has his guys he likes. Leon and Tibbs and Leon saying, "Get me this guy," as well. So it's interesting. this front office got to get on the same page and choose a direction right now. Luka needs somebody like Jokic. Yeah, that would definitely be a nice fit. Nice fit. Yeah, salute Donovan. You can't wait to Saturday night in the ATL. Is Trey, guys, let me know, is Trey playing as well? Is he back out of protocols? Trey Young. I mentioned Atlanta, the biggest team that's underachieved this season. There's just no other way you could say it. The Atlanta Hawks are the biggest underachievers right now. To go from Eastern Conference finalists and being close to making the finals, or not close, but a good chance of making the finals, to the 12th spot, 17-23 right now. I know it's a COVID ravaged season again. Trey Young, the rules have changed on him. Are they too one dimensional? It's got to be said. The Atlanta Hawks relied on Trey Young. Talk about a player that has the ball in his hands all the time, right? Those other dudes got to be frustrated, and they are frustrated. Reports now, John Collins has been arcing up in the locker room, calling out teammates to say, hey, look for me, right? John Collins has a big ego. He wants to be featured more. Salute Allah. 1 p.m. on Saturday. Let me check that now. No, it's a 7:30 game. Allah. Knicks at Atlanta is a 7:30 matchup as well. Yeah, which is I prefer that one as well. Donovan, I don't know, but they are both ball dominant and need the rock. Yep, absolutely. Knicks 100. Luka needs Porzingis to stay healthy for once. Thank God we dodged that bullet. Yep, definitely. It was more his attitude and his demands. KP wanted the whole organization built around him. And for whatever you say about Porzingis's game, you can't build your whole roster and organize success around a player that is questionable health wise. The New York Knicks dodged that bullet in terms of financial commitment. Julius Randle, for whatever is going on right now, 19 mil, he's giving you this production. Is a great contract for Julius Randle. The team's really turned it around. P Nice, exactly. Defensive end. People were questioning Tibbs. Tibbs' defensive identity. How could we suck as a defensive team? But Tibbs has figured some things out. And it's been, with Nerlens Noel out, I was kind of thinking, Nerlens Noel is a huge part of our team in terms of the defensive end, but we've managed to help out and improve significantly with Noel out. Now he comes back. Let's see if he stays healthy. I hate players coming in and out because it's disruptive to chemistry. But let's see if Nerlens can stay healthy, because that'll mean a lot for our defense as well. I also think Noel could be included in a package, because that's tradable as well. Yeah, and Bodega, yeah, thanks for that. Monday 1 p.m. matchup against the Charlotte Hornets, back at the Garden as well. Yeah, appreciate you all. Keep firing at the chat. Let's keep rocking. In terms of the games coming up, we've got ATL in ATL, back home at the Garden against the Hornets, and remain at home against the T-Wolves and the Pelicans and the Clippers as well. So that's a really nice stretch. That's another 4 home games. The Hornets, the T-Wolves, the Pelicans, and the Clippers before we go to Cleveland. And before then we go to Miami and Milwaukee. So some really tough Eastern matchups. Before we hit that, let's take care of business. Let's take care of business against the Hawks. The Hornets, I think we've got their measure. We owe them back one. Matinee game. The T-Wolves. We have their measure as well. Donovan, MLK Day. That's what's up. The New York Knicks, could be on a wave right now. Ride a wave. Look at that. Look at the score. That's Noel. 85 points from Dallas. Nerlens Noel's impact's definitely helpful for this. But yeah, great point. P nice. Yeah, that stretch 5 badly, a different look. But I like the fact that they're featuring Mitch, a lot more. And yeah, I'd love to package Noel, to see if we can bring in a more impactful player. Yep, absolutely straight facts. But he does have a significant impact when he is healthy, in terms of his experience, his positioning, all of those things. Nerlens Noel is experienced. You definitely called it. Yep, nice easy win. Let's get consistent. Let's take care of business. ATL, they're going to be fired up. Not only do they stink right now in terms of the standings, but ATL 12th spot. Like it's make a move for the ATL right now, or blow it up, or not blow it up, but make some moves and just ride out the season. Because I think Atlanta's headed to the lottery. If they don't pick it up real soon, I know we're not much above them, but 3 games, with the quality of the talent they've got, does that make them more eager to trade Cam Reddish and make that move? I think so. I think we're definitely going to see ATL start to make some moves. What do you guys think about that matchup? You think it's a dub over there? You confident based on this this resurgence from the Knicks, playing with confidence? Everyone got to eat tonight. Mitch, Barrett, Randall, bounce back game for Randall. Evan Fournier's feeling himself right now as well. Efficient game from Evan. 5 of 9, 2 of 4 from 3. Evan Fournier, when he's scoring like this, it gives his team, exactly what we hoped. That offensive punch right now. A better Reggie Bullock. Credit to Reggie Bullock in terms of defense, but he's nowhere on. He's not on Evan's level offensively. That's for sure. If we can't get Turner for Noel, he'd do that in a heartbeat. Bodega, if we don't pull the trigger on Miles Turner, do we go after Mo Bamba, who will be a free agent next season? They sign me up. Sign me up for Mo Bamba, bring him back home, Harlem native. He's a nice young player. I'm all for bringing a player with upside right now, an upside swing. He's a demon, and he can also stretch the floor. He can block shots. Jonathan, ATL will be on a back-to-back as well. When they play us, they play Miami the night before they play us. A great observation. Appreciate you. If that's the case, let's go in there and just turn the lights out. Turn the lights out in the ATL. P nice. Noel's 11 mil, Turner's 18 mil. Throw Knox or Obi 6 mil, and we got a deal. Yep. The writing's on the wall, P nice. The rumblings are getting louder. Miles Turner, the New York Knicks have had their eyes set on him like a like a high school crush, basically. And I think they're going to get super aggressive. That if Leon Rose says that's the man we get, he's Julius's boy. I got a feeling that that's the dude. If all else, they're going to just try to get that one piece. Miles Turner could be it. And on that note, Indiana are way out of it. They're a lottery squad right now. Injury ravaged. They're on the verge of blowing it up. So there will be a lot of suitors for Miles Turner. Don't overpay, but at the same time, if we don't want to part with a young player like Obi or someone, give them. I'm okay with giving them draft compensation. We got picks up the wazoo. So just throw a couple picks at Indy. They're rebuilding. I think they'll prefer draft assets as well. And Knicks 100's asking if we all like Turner. When he looks at Turner, he just sees an inconsistent player, as inconsistent as Mitch as well. I don't watch Indiana enough, to be honest, but yeah, it seems like whenever I do watch Indiana, Turner's balling out. But I also know he's prone to go missing as well. Yeah, P nice. He'll come and get you, and we'll drive to Indy and pick him up ASAP. Yep. So you guys are hyped for Miles Turner. Could we steal another piece from Indy? Could we steal Brogdon, Karis LeVert? What do you guys think? Salute King Dizzo. Salute. We got this on lock. Knicks back at 500. The season starts right now. It's clean slate. Let's get it. Yep, Mo Bamba from Harlem. Absolutely. I think he'd love it here. That's his destination. He'd love to come to. Orlando are rebuilding. Do they prioritize Mo Bamba? Let's see. There's going to be a lot of players they're going to have to pay soon. They got Markel Fultz, RJ Hampton, Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, one other guard I'm missing as well. Terrence Ross, he's probably on the way out. I think look for T. Ross to go to a contender. And P. Nice wants to rock with Noel. He held us down, but we need a stretch five that defends as well. Okay, yep, I see you. I see what you're saying now. Yep, you admire what Noel gives us, but let's try to make a move for a player that can give us a bit of everything. Absolutely. For me, it's also the health factor. If you give me last year's Noel, I'll probably keep that for the rest of this season, if I can guarantee that he's going to be healthy. But for me, the question marks are just too big. And it'd also be nice to get out of Noel's last year of his contract. It'd be lovely to get out of that guaranteed money as well, free up the cap for next season. New York Knicks all day and every day. Yep, we ride or die, orange and blue sky. The front officer, he's just going by them as well. P. Nice. And Knicks 100, Isaiah Stewart is a young bull from Detroit. I think they want to keep him, but yeah, he'd be a great young piece. But you want him before we go for Turner or Jeremy Grant. It's going to be interesting. I think they just want to move Jeremy Grant mostly because he's a veteran on a big contract. They poison pilled a lot of teams to get Jeremy up there in the Motor City. And I think Jeremy Grant is on his way out to the highest bidder. Something tells me that LA Lakers or some other team is going to offer up a stupid amount of assets for an impact player, Jeremy Grant, but he's no star, that's for sure. And Luka straight got locked up. Wasn't a great performance tonight, Luka. He's a bit of a chucker. He's ball dominant. He needs help. Players in the West. How many teams, guys and ladies in the chat, have we seen? How many teams in the West have we seen win the chip with one star only in the West? A very, very unique Dallas Mavericks team, and that's about it. Dallas Mavericks under Dirk Nowitzki, built a super role-playing team around him. But outside of that, Luka's just going to be a perennial 5-6 seed unless Dallas do something. And some of the moves they've made, paying Tim Hardaway, THJ went missing tonight, paid him $20 million. For as much as we get on Evan Fournier, part of me will probably be happy to ride with Fournier over THJ. RJ Barrett, Star J Barrett, King Dizzo, A+++. Yep, call in the AAA because RJ's here to help. He's here on fire. He's confident. I said it. You could go back and listen. After his buzzer beater, I said he will be the New York Knicks best player for the second half of this season. He's going to feel confident and feel loose after hitting that buzzer beater. You get that achievement out the way, and suddenly you just feel a lot more confident putting up shots because you're all over Sports Center. You get all your shine, all your flowers. That's out the way, and you can just get back to just playing ball, playing loose, eating, getting to your spot, and salute to the young man. Because the thing I was most concerned about was that contract decision. The contract decision with RJ Barrett wasn't looking like an easy decision 3 weeks ago, I'll be honest. Obviously, I'm still high on him, as a lot of fans are, but you got to be honest, 3 weeks ago, he wasn't playing like a player. You want to think about a rookie extension to, especially for the amount of money that he'll want. But he's starting to make that decision a bit easier now as well. And Isaiah Stewart most likely going to stay. Facts a la the West, weaker than the East this year. It's about time. It's about time. Most of my upbringing, the West has been the conference, but no more. The East is a beast. And yep, Luka's going to leave. Luka's leaving. I think so. It's only a matter of time. Just like Zion, you know, we might see a Luka, Zion, RJ super squad. Yeah, THJ, again, another player that can just light it up 1 game a season, 2 games a season, but still ends up getting paid $20 million. And Jonathan, the only trade he'd like to see before the trade deadline is Knox for a first or second round, just like we did with Austin Rivers last year. Yep, straight facts, Jonathan, or a throw-in. Knox will be that throw-in in a 3-team deal or a bigger deal where a team just like, okay, just give us, I'm happy with the deal, just throw in Knox, just for the sake of it. OKC, young Houston, just a young team that could bet on Knox's high upside, I think. Yeah, but the New York Knicks, back at 500, handled their business, made Dallas look average, 85 points tonight. Our defense has picked up, getting back to that identity as last season. All the horses could be getting healthy soon. Nerlens Noel back. Mitchell Robinson looking more comfortable, looking stronger, looking fitter by the day. D Rose, to me, that's the big one to watch. Derrick Rose, he comes back. We know he ain't getting traded. I think they're going to ride rock with D Rose. He'll try and retire a New York Knick. He'll be here as long as Tibb is here. And D Rose could be that addition. Funnily enough, could be like last season. Could be deja vu. Groundhog's Day. Can you imagine if Derrick Rose coming back was almost like the trade last season? He comes back from ankle surgery and gives us that same gas like last season, plus other moves we make in the trade deadline. That'd be crazy. And absolutely, Jonathan, that's one thing I've said time and time again. Losing Kevin Knox for nothing, not that I'm married to him as a player, but losing him for nothing would really frustrate me. But it's bad business. We did not extend or keep or get anything from Frank Ntilikina. That was a bad pick, bad situation. Let's not lose Knox for nothing, right? I think he's definitely on his way out. We want to do the right thing by Knox. We don't see a future for him in New York, most likely. I don't think they do. And I think they definitely want to, put him as part of a different package or something like that. Yep, facts, Pudge. Luka and Zion do love the Knicks. I've been saying this younger generation of stars, they are the type that will come to New York, right? We were bad throughout the early 2000s, the 2010s, with the LOL Knicks, with James Dolan, LeBron left us at the altar, KD, Kyrie, those old school phonies, I call them, they're phonies. They flirt with the Knicks. They don't put their money where their mouth is. But to your point, this younger generation, the Lukas, the Zions, the Bookers, the De'Aaron Foxes, and that, I believe Donovan Mitchells, they look at the New York Knicks different now. They're a younger generation. They're all about their shine. They're all about their opportunities to be that man. And I think New York gives them that environment. It gives them that stage. And salute, Sharp Powers, fam, salute. Hope you're well, up late. We're riding on a Wednesday night, the chat show, shouting everyone out, giving you guys a platform, a voice. Let's get it. LR Wise, Portland, a lot of chaos going on in Portland, 10th seed in the West. Damian Lillard about to shut it down. Damian Lillard out for the season, what's most likely. He'll be out for 6 to 8 weeks with that abdominal surgery. Then he'll, try to make a comeback, and then they'll shut him down, I think. I don't think Dame will get moved. I think he wants to just finish it out. That's his decision. He wants to finish it out in Portland, I think. And what'll suit, he knows what'll suit the organization is if he just lets them tank this year. They're already at the bottom. Try and get a next star, a generational piece. And also CJ McCollum, has had that lung issue all season as well. So, it's just, Portland have just missed the boat. They just couldn't get over the mountain. And Donovan, yeah, he's not playing, so get rid of him. You wish him much success in terms of Kevin Knox as well. Wasn't even a part of this regime, right? I know Scott Perry was here, but I don't think Leon Rose, Worldwide West, and that. I don't think, and Tibbs, if you let Tibbs give his honest opinion on Knox, he's going to tell them that he's not the type of player that I need or he needs right now to succeed. All the best. Let Kevin Knox, resurrect the rest of his career somewhere else, and I think he probably will. He's a good shooter. He'll continue to be a great spot up, catch and shoot shooter. Other parts of his game, what could have been after that summer league? What were you guys thinking about Kevin Knox? After that first summer league, there was all sorts of comparisons. We got the next big wing. We got the next KD. That was just a crazy summer league that will live on forever. But that's exactly just what it was, a summer league. But we definitely did disrupt Knox's development. His second year wasn't right. We just can't rebuild here. We can't win and try and rebuild. We brought in Mook Morris, Bobby Portis, Taj Gibson, and we took all of Kevin Knox's development minutes away as well. So I wouldn't be mad at the gentleman if he wanted the hell out of here. P. Nice, trade Knox and Fournier for Turner. I like that. You send Knox back to Florida, send him back home, send also Fournier back to his old team. Donovan, maybe a team he can get some burn, and make a case for the offseason for some team to offer him a contract. You think Knox can still play? He just doesn't fit on the team. Yep, absolutely. Quentin Grimes coming in just changes everything. If you think about it, we got more depth from last season, and Knox wasn't even playing last season. So the writing was on the wall in the summer that he wasn't even going to get minutes. But Knox a Cam Reddish light. That's a good one. Cam Reddish plays some D. Also has better, all-round offensive game. And Donovan, Knox, this is your captain speaking in the wise words of man, Uncle Ron. Kevin Knox, not mad at ya, but let's find him a new home. Manchild, they've traded Knox, otherwise, he will walk for free. They have to. I think it's just bad business as well. There are a lot of teams that could do with a young upside swing pick. We've looked ahead. This is a pivotal stretch, guys. Everyone, the New York Knicks will play ATL over there, but then we're back home at the Garden for 4 games against the Hornets, T-Wolves, Morbid Pelicans, and the Clippers. P. George is out. Kawhi is out still. Let's take advantage of this stretch, right? I think probably the Hornets is going to be the most difficult one. So if we can wax the Hawks, knock off the Hornets, again, we've got the T-Wolves at home, Pelicans, and then the Clippers. That's gonna be nice. We need to set ourselves up as a base now. Get above 500. Because, as I say, Cleveland away, Miami away, Milwaukee away after this stretch. So that's tough. We can get 4 games over 500, in the next 5 games. That'll help us, with a bit of a comfort zone when we take on Cleveland, the Heat, and the Bucks. Then we have the Kings at home, the Grizzlies at home. That'll be a tough matchup. Over in LA, West Coast trip, brutal. In LA, Lakers, the Jazz, the Nuggets, the Warriors, the Trailblazers, Thunder. We see the finish line now. Basically, we're at the second half of the season. It starts now. We're at 500, and we can see the finish line. Let's put the foot on the gas. Don't take no players coming in and out. We need health. We need consistency, and I think the New York Knicks can push for that. Play early, top play-in, even playoff. Playoff isn't out of the hunt. It's definitely going to be a tall task to get that 6th spot, just because of how deep the East is right now. But I think the New York Knicks can do it. But let's see, it'll be predicated on a lot of things, on what kind of move we make, chemistry, giving minutes to the right guys. Yeah, it's fascinating right now. Things change day to day with this New York Knicks team, right? It took Boston Celtics to light a fire under Evan Fournier, and now we're finally getting some remnants of the Evan Fournier that we thought we were getting. Obviously, an average defender, but a player that his offense is much needed on this team. Right, I like the 2-man game he has with Julius, and trusting that. And when Evan's shooting well, things are going well. And Manchild, he's mute on Randall tonight. Yep, absolutely. Randall did his thing, but let's see. Again, I want to see consistency. Salute South Guna. Salute. Throw your chats, comments, questions out there. Knicks at 500. This is the chat show. Shouting everybody out. 2 days off. Let's get it. Manchild, yeah. Jonathan agrees with Manchild. Yeah, he's just not going to get any minutes with Knox. Again, 2 bad picks in a row has set this organization back. I don't like to dwell on it a lot, but we got to keep looking ahead. We've made up for it by getting some great, last draft with about 3, 4, 5 role players. Quentin Grimes, Deuce McBride, Sims, Rokas is probably going to come in. So this New York Knicks front office is fixing some, in terms of the drafting scouts, is fixing some of the past mistakes, which you love to see. And yeah, great trade proposal, Pudge, trade Kemba to the Clippers. Yeah, I think that's the kind of team that could do with a Kemba, man. Come out for a vet, light things up. Let's look out for that. Remember Kemba is on a friendly team deal, right? It's as much as it was low risk for us, it's low risk for the team that might want him. $8 million. It expires after next season. Maybe just a playoff team with playoff aspirations can use him in a 20-minute role. To me, I think it's going to be disruptive. Not that Kemba can't help, but he just coming in, stinking it up or balling out, then going out, coming back, going out. It's going to be disruptive. Just play the guys that can play every night. Wise, Hornets and the Wolves back to back. Got to make sure we take care of that of business in these next 3 games. Absolutely, that's going to be critical. We can't be losing to no T-Wolves. To me, ATL would be a nice start to this stretch, because that's a tough one away. Even though they're struggling right now, ATL are always going to be, a rival of ours. They're going to be juiced. They're going to get up for that one. We need to take care of business on that one. What do you guys think is the toughest one, the ATL or the Hornets game? Because I think the others are very, very winnable. Jonathan, Kemba's not going anywhere this team, or this season at least, maybe next year. Yeah, that's a fair point too. A lot of things, trade demand, the fact that he's from New York. We know Tom Thibodeau is not a fan, not a huge fan of him, and just his game, in terms of his game. Yeah, not him as a person, but Kemba's game. I just think Tibbs isn't with it. Tibbs doesn't like that kind of point guard. He's not the most the best floor general for this team to get everybody involved. And 500, salute. We hear. Fournier plays good with defensive point guard, not Kemba. Great comment, Manchild. When you play 2 poor defenders together, that's what you're going to get, a bad defensive team. We've seen a big sample size. It stunk it up. I'm just not with trying those 2 again. If you're going to persist with playing Fournier in the starting unit, then Kemba has to sit. Or if you want to play Kemba as the starting point guard, then you've got to have Fournier off the bench. I'm okay with starting Kemba if Grimes and RJ are next to him. I think you could hide Kemba that way. But Kemba and Fournier, no, I want no part of that. Yeah, I can see that, Jonathan, too. The Hornets game, could be the tougher one out of the 2, out of the ATL and the Hornets as well. Even though it's at the Garden, the Hornets beat us last time. Talented young team that's up there in the standings. Where is the Charlotte Hornets? They're 7th. right now, 4 games above 500. I said that, the player I think will be the Knicks' hottest player for the second half of the season will be RJ Barrett. What do you guys think? Do you think RJ Barrett will be the Knicks' best player for this second half of the season? At least equal with Randall. RJ Barrett, his confidence is growing. I'm seeing a player, evolving every game now. Starting to use the dribble, keep his dribble alive, finish with both hands, mid-range assassin now, limiting his 3-point shots. This is the kind of RJ Barrett that I love to see, and he's rebounding well. I like when he's pushing the ball up the floor, not freezing RJ out of the games, out of the plays. I got to admit, the first 2 seasons of RJ, we did a really good job at freezing him out at certain times. Like there'd be games when he would have a 10-point quarter, and then he'd have 2 field goal attempts the next quarter. We definitely we were indictable to go against RJ at certain times, and that was because we were trying to win at all costs, instead of just feed him and develop him. But we're at this point right now. RJ Barrett's in his 3rd year. He's been a high character guy. He's fighting through the adversity, ups and downs so far. I just feel really happy for RJ Barrett right now. He's been through ups and downs, and this season I think he's just going to continue to ride this wave. And like P Nice says, it's RJ's team right now. And like I've been saying all show, it's big on riding the hot hand. When a player is hot, they're surging. Don't squash them. Ride them. This is RJ's team for now. It's got to be RJ's team. Until he stinks it up. Just keep feeding him. See where it takes you. We could really be onto something with this right now. And like I said, Julius looks more happy when there's also RJ balling out. Takes a big load off of him. Right, he's not expected to dominate the possession all the time and score 30 a night. RJ Barrett, when he's getting to the cup, it makes the defense second guess themselves. The defense collapses when RJ Barrett's charging to the hoop like a bull, and then it allows him to kick it out to Fournier, Burks, Grimes. You get Julius and RJ running downhill, and you get the shooters all around them. You get a stretch 5 that can pull a shot blocker out of the paint. And I think that's the best recipe for this current roster to succeed. We got 2 guys elite at getting to the cup. Get a true stretch 5, pulls the shot blocker out the paint, shooters all around. I love Grimes getting more minutes now. And even if Kemba gets back and he sticks, Kemba starts shooting well again, that's going to be a headache for other teams. I can see it. And I like, me too. Can't wait for Rose to come back, so our bench can get back to giving out punishment. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny how much it changed the second unit, where not that they're a weak second unit, but they're just no longer as dominant as they were, right? You look at tonight, it would have normally been just plus 10s or plus 15s for the whole bench squad with Derrick Rose there. He's a true 6-man of the year league candidate when he's healthy and when he's in this team, right? He's the epitome of an impact player right now. And we miss that. I think we would have had 2-3 more dubs. If we had Rose right now, we'd be 2 games above 500, but let's pray that ankle, heals up and, gets back, and, D Rose comes back and just lights a fire. And Sharp Powers, Kemba's helping RJ over this year. You watch Kemba away talking to RJ. Yep, great point, Shah. Kemba Walker, for all that's happened with him this year, the benching, the being upset with the Tibbs, benching and things like that, he's handled it like a true pro. From his press conference saying that young players look up to Kemba, trying to lend his knowledge, share his knowledge wherever he can with the young players. I salute to that, and if Kemba Walker stays or he goes, I can see him just being a true pro. I know he wants to play, so I think if if he wasn't in the rotation, we'd definitely find a way to buy him out or trade him. But I think if Kemba is in our plans to play him in the rotation, I think he'll be more than happy to stay and try to help this team as best the way that he can. And that's being a vet, a mentor, a man child. Yet Randall's sat courtside to avoid the Randalls sat courtside to avoid the boos. I was hoping Randall would definitely bounce back. And just we could put an end to that dysfunction going on at that point in time. Yeah, it just wasn't a good look overall. The apology, what he said, just get back to basketball being the story. Julius Randle just trying to be the best that he can be on the court. For this team. Yeah, Broadway bully Barrett, absolutely, rising up the charts right now. Could he get Eastern Conference Player of the Week? Star J Barrett balls out for one more game. Look out for Eastern Conference Player of the Week. 3 30 pieces in a row. If he puts a 30 piece on ATL, which I think he definitely can, with DeAndre Hunter out, you put another 30 piece on Cam Reddish, then it's a wrap. Yet Randall's family sat courtside. They did. Yep, he was dapping them up. And Donovan, the second unit looked good tonight with Noel back in the paint, patrolling. He's sneaky with those picks, picking the dribble. Nerlens Noel, he's savvy, for whatever his deficiencies with shooting, offense, health, flimsiness, his savviness just helps. If I could put Noel's wisdom, experience, and savviness in Mitch's brain, you'd have the complete center right now, I think, bar the the shooting. And we didn't have that all season long yet. Exactly right. Yeah, he's been out quite a bit. And Sharp Powers, this is how Star J started to play last year, this time off slow and blew up. Yeah, I like the fact that we're just developing and featuring him now. There's no way we should not be featuring RJ in his third season, even if it's to the detriment of losing some games, if he's not feeling it. This is how you become a good organization. If you don't trust in that a third overall pick with his talent will end up something, then it's probably you're hurting yourself because you're scared. You're scared money doesn't make any money. You got to invest in high stock. RJ Barrett, for whatever his game is, he's high stock. Third overall pick, come in. Was a prodigy. High school coming up. You got to invest in that, right? Just see where it takes you. Our future of our organization, and when we win our next championship, rests on that right now. And we can only sign so many washed up vets and pray that we can pull off a bit blockbuster trade where we can only do that for so many decades and years, right? It's going to take one draft pick like RJ Barrett to truly just blow up and become that franchise man for this team to really go somewhere. And Donovan, you hope RJ Barrett gets East Player of the Week. Yeah, me too. That'd be a nice story around the league. Also for RJ too. We'd have Kemba Walker and RJ winning Eastern Conference Player of the Week. You really got me monitoring the East box scores now, because I don't know if there's been any other player really ball out like that, in the last 3 games. So let's see what, if he has a big game in the ATL, maybe the league office really, looks at that closely. And Shah, you're happy with that Randall is deferring to RJ, way more passes to RJ from Randall. Exactly right. Randall 8 assists. That's great. That's what you want to see. And like I said, Randall 37 minutes. I'm okay with that because it's not near the 40s, but I would also like it down a little bit more too. I think a 33-minute Randall would be lit. He'd have more gas in the tank, more energy, all of that. If we can just find someone to steal more minutes from Randall just to keep him more fresh. And that means riding RJ with the second unit a lot more. What do you guys think about, sort of stagnating, having Randall and RJ, Randall go to the bench earlier, and let RJ Barrett eat some more against bench lineups, then pull RJ, then bring Randall back. Sort of, alternate the two a lot more. And and yet Cam Reddish is a good defender. RJ is not scoring 30 on Cam. Yeah, look, Cam is a good defender. Let's see, what I said was, it would be really impressive if RJ could put up another 30 piece. Let's see who do you think Atlanta's going to put on him. It's going to be a great matchup to see on Saturday night, Knicks. Also, the fact that we've got 2 days break and Atlanta play coming off a back-to-back, that's going to be huge for that game. And Jonathan Shah and the team ball movement looks better as well in that rotation. Manchild, for those who wanted Bullock back, what did he do tonight? Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking that myself, Manchild. I got to admit, that's part of this season where I was thinking, yeah, man, could we get Reggie Bullock back? It just goes to show, as we all know, we've been watching hoops a long time, most of us. 82-game season is an 82-game season. It's roller coaster. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's ups, there's downs. And some nights you want to blow it all up, and some nights you want to lock it all up. Some nights you want to cuss a player out. Some nights you want to pine over a former player. It's just you can't get too high, can't get too low. The fortunate thing is we're not the ones in the getting paid the big bucks to make these big decisions like the front office is. Let's sit back, let them do their thing. They're evaluating players each and every day. I always look for trends and consistencies. If a player stinks it up once in a while, even the best of them do that. But you just want to see a player perform. Rely on them, in a consistent basis, just so you know what you're getting. A player like Devin Booker, you know what you're getting. CP3, you know what you're getting, just each and every night. And Manchild also says, Show and M, he'll boo Randall if he reverts back to his old habits. As will the Garden, I think. Yep, the Garden. And I don't think it has much to do with what he said. That the cussing out, in the conference. I just think New Yorkers keep it real. If you're not performing, they'll boo anybody. They booed Melo, they booed Stoudemire team, they boo anybody. I don't think it's necessarily personal on Randall or his family. It's his play, it's his body language, it was his defense, all of that. Most people didn't have an issue with what he said. Just if you say something like that, you got to back it up. Put your money where your mouth is. And Randall backed it up tonight. He bounced back. I'm glad. So we can put that quieten that storyline down a bit. And let's hope let's keep feeding RJ right now. Like I said, I'm okay with Randall scoring 15 to 20 points a night. If Barrett's scoring 20 points a night, 30 points a night, just share the load. And Randall bullied Bullock every time he tried to guard him. Yep, absolutely. He knows from practice, right? He knows what's up. Reggie's bark is bigger than his bite. Reggie Bullock, he gets feisty, he really gets up there. But at the end of the day, he's just a guy trying to do his best and defend. P nice. RJ is our best pick, since Ewing. And I do not regret for a single minute missing out on Zion, right? I do not regret that for a single minute. Ja Morant, wouldn't mind him. I'm not going to lie. But, we definitely did well for ourselves in that regard. In terms of any other option, RJ Barrett in the third pick, things just worked out for us in that regard. RJ Barrett, 21 years of age, his game's just going to continue to evolve. And Manchild, you will boo his family also. P Nice, he hates Bullock and THJ so much. Role players, credit to them, they got paid. they stick around, right? But that's Dallas's problem right now. P Nice, Dallas are stuck with that. They're in mediocrity right now. They're in cap hell. Where are the Dallas Mavs? They're fifth. Don't forget, we still have their pick. We still have the Dallas Mavericks pick in 2023. Let's see what happens with that. I definitely don't envy Dallas in any point. They've got KP, who's been balling out, but he's not healthy all the time. Booing Manchild booing Randall's is uncalled for. And Sean says they're Obi fans that are booing Randall. They were saying we want Obi. Donovan, do you think Randall will start hitting his free throws if MSG started chanting MVP again like last year? That's a good point. I think Randall's just not the best free throw shooter, period. It's not his strength. But he's credit to Randall, right? Randall last season especially, he's getting the best out of the God-given ability he was given, is Julius Randall. From where he come from, all the work he put in, he's getting the absolute best in terms of most improved. His ceiling, I think he hit his ceiling last year, did Randall, right? Everything that he's put in, all the work, he's 6'8". He's not very long in terms of length. He's using his strength getting to the cup, but the work he's put on his shooting, I think, that's what got Randall to where he was last year. He was never a born great shooter. And salute Z, he's good, but there isn't much competition in the way of draft picks. Yep. And Manchild, no, you wouldn't boo Randall's family. Salute Rodney. Please cut down on the turnovers, Randall. These are costly possessions we can't afford against league best. Coach, you got to get in Randall's head. His play has stepped up. Now it's time to tighten up. Yep, salute Rodney for that one. I agree. Just coach everybody the same way. It's holding the ball too long. The holding the ball too long creates a turnover, right? So if Randall makes a quick decision, if he doesn't have he's not in the position to score or do it, pass. Let somebody else eat as well, and that is how he helps the team. Randall can really help the team, but helping the team doesn't always mean trying to go one-on-one or score. Sometimes helping the team the most is assessing the situation, where he's on the floor and his teammates as well. It's a collective effort right now, letting everyone else eat. Salute freedom. Everyone is showing less hesitancy with their shots. Team confidence is growing. Yep, exactly right. Chemistry. I'm seeing a chemistry grow, which is good. It means there's respect in the locker room for the people thinking, the locker room was lost. This clearly, the fact that we're playing better ball right now shows, we haven't really lost the locker room, despite the Kemba thing, despite what's going on with Randall, the trials, tribulations. There's been rumors Tibbs has lost the locker room with favoritism, things like that. Yeah, there might be their little cliques within the locker room, the young guys, the Tibbs faithful, Taj, Rose, Quickly, Randall, and then the other guys, the Kemba guys. We just want to see everybody invested with this New York Knicks team, right? No dysfunction in the back pages. Just play on the court. If we just suck on the court, we don't win. That's fair enough. I just don't want dysfunction. And Z, no matter what they did, it doesn't excuse him for being unprofessional. This world screwed up along with most people in it, but you're trying to win, lead, and be a role model to your young fans. Definitely. In terms of athletes, they're all, God-given abilities and talents. Not all of them have got the right mentality or the right professionalism, to succeed. We see so many athletes, do a detriment to themselves, flame out, etc. I just think at the end of the day, some of them are just young men with a lot of money. They let sometimes that affect what they do. Sometimes they just don't give an F. They say whatever's on their mind. Unfortunately, you're in the spotlight. You just can't always say whatever's on your mind, or you could find better ways to do it. Find better ways to say what's on your mind, And I just think, the way Julius did it in that press conference, he could have come out and just put his frustration in a social media statement, or put some subliminal out there or something. That just did create a bit of a scene. I'm just glad, like I said, tonight he balled out and he put you put the product on the court tonight was the story. not some other crazy dysfunction. And Sharp Powers, yeah, once again, you put some respect on Mitch's name. Thanks to Mitch, another extra cash payout, dub, and 2 blocks. Yeah, a nice one. Sharp Powers parlay that. Yeah, dub for Mitch. Let's see. Every time Mitch starts to really look good and ball out, I just really want to see him take that next step and do it all the time. That'd be great because the man is desperate to get paid, right? He's been playing on a bargain contract, it seems like his whole life. And he's just looking to get paid right now. And Z, young fans shouldn't hear him say what he said. He needs to get over himself and play ball as well. Absolutely, especially when you're the franchise dude getting paid the bag. Embrace everyone. Like I said, everyone's entitled to feel a certain way. You could feel hard done by, people called you out. You could feel, obviously really upset the way you might feel like you've been treated, but handle things different ways as well. I do think Randall is thin-skinned in terms of this situation. I hope other stars either come to the team as well to help him out, take that load off, and hopefully that creates a better environment for him, if he's not going to be the man here. And Jonathan thinks, this might have been the best he's seen the Knicks play all season long. Yep, absolutely, facts, spot on with that one. The most complete performance tonight. It was against a bad Dallas team with just Luka and role players, but we also made them look, more average as well. They were on a winning streak, keeping them to 85 points. Tonight we defended like we should at Madison Square Garden, create a fortress, defend well, don't let no one come in and act a fool up in here, like they used to, bottle flip challenges and whatnot. Put Luka in his place, and that's what we did. But like I said, I would have loved KP to play tonight. I would have loved KP and Luka to take this L from the New York Knicks together as well. That would have been nice. Manchild Randall will quiet the storm with the fans if he plays smart ball. Exactly. Like I said, the booing and all that was never personal on Julius as a person or anything like that. We just boo the product. If it's bad, it's bad. If it's good, we cheer. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I hope he just sees, why fans were booing. It's never personal. We chant MVP, for God's sake, when he's having an MIP year. We shout him out. We show him love to everyone. New York Knicks fans are like no other. We show Theo Pinson, a two-way guy, a cheerleader on the bench love. We got love for Frank tonight. Frank Ntilikina, a failed bust, a draft pick that hit a 3-point shot. We cheered that. The New York Knicks fans are true. We just want to see the best product, on the court, Z, agree, Manchild. He's got to be more professional. Bamboo, salute Bamboo. Randall is fine. New York is tough market. Knicks fans can take the heat. It's the mentality here. Yep, facts. We're thick-skinned here. A lot of losing over the decades. You know what I mean? We're still fans through all of that. And I just think, the New York Knicks fans are the best fans in the world. Every star player should be running to play here. They'll be treated like a god, a queen, whatever, if they win here. Any athlete that comes to New York and succeeds, is set for life, basically. We show Stoudemire love. We show Melo love. They didn't even do a lot of winning. Rodney, a great call, exceptional analysis without social media aspect. I subscribe. Salute to you, Rodney. Appreciate that. Giving all the fans a shout out. Enjoy giving everyone a shout, and just call it like I see it. Allah, if the fans were saying stuff to his wife and family, I don't know what other excuse he needs. Nobody would allow that, especially in professional situation. Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely. The moment it gets personal and things like that, I'm against that strongly. Never attack a person's family, child, wife, whatever it is. That's out of bounds. I think in terms of the critique, that obviously upset him. Definitely, if that's the case, call them out on social. As fans, we'll all call them out. When a fan spat on Trae Young, we didn't, New York Knicks fans, we didn't want that stain on our name. We put that person out on blast. Whoever spat on Trae Young, we put him on blast. Freedom. Yeah, I think what happened with Randall brought him back down to earth. I like Randall, but he had to realize that this is about playing team ball. Absolutely, freedom. Like I said, yeah, it's never personal. When you're anointed the leader, whether you like it or not, by the front office, you accept that deal, max deal or close to max. You're that guy right now. Handle it. Handle the spotlight. There's so many athletes that would love to be in his situation, be the man in New York, and whatever challenge comes with that, embrace that. Embrace the fans. But yeah, it's tough too. I know when they're calling out your family and things like that. That I understand if he's upset at that regard, but he needs to handle the situation better. Away from the press conferences. And P Nice is on the Star J train. Star J Barrett is here. He's getting it done right now. He's delivering. He's delivering on his abilities. Let's hope that continues to roll, man. Could be Eastern Conference Player of the Week. If that was LeBron, wife, the fans would have been escorted out. But since it's Randall, just give him a fine and tell him to shut the F up. Shut up and dribble. Yeah, look, LeBron definitely would take ownership of it if that was the case, and put that person on blast. Whatever may have been said, I haven't really seen anything specific about a post or anything or targeting the wife. But yeah, like I said, I agree with you in terms of any personal slander. There's no room for that right now. Just call out someone's game and that's it. That's it. Yep, I appreciate that, man child. Going to get that person out of here. Appreciate that. Mods help me out as well. Any mods there? If you see the spam, happy for you to to kick that person out. Knicks 100, it had nothing to do with Randall family. Randall allowed a tweet by Gilbert Arenas, gas him up. That Gilbert Arenas, man, that dude just has been. Get him out of here. A to Z Media. You tell the whole fan base to shut the F up, including all the innocent young fans that idolize him or other innocent fans in the interview. Say those fans that said those things should shut the F up. Yep, I agree with that, Z. Definitely. Put some more context to what he said. I just didn't like the fact that a beat writer asked, a question, and then he just says that. Put some context into it. But I sort of see what Randall's thinking too. He's just hot-headed. It's a reflection of the Randall we see on the court, right? He gets upset with a call. He gets upset with a teammate. He's arguing. He's all over the place. He's a fired-up guy. He just needs to be able to quell that, right? Cool his head a bit. Last year, you'd be surprised how many times Reggie Bullock, pushed him away, kept him in check, right? Somebody in this roster needs to keep him in check. Right, somebody on this roster at times, he got a tech last season at the end of a game that hurt us, and I don't know, some players can do that, but Julius is a hot head at times, and Sherwin, that is the biggest problem with Randall. He plays too much team ball. He's overpassing. Yep, you want him to shoot more, score more. Yep, that's definitely I understand what you mean with that one. Sherwin, do you really watch his games? He had 5 turnovers tonight. He was passing up easy shots, trying to make passes. The players are expecting him to take the easy shots and not ready for the passes. Yet at times, it can get on me when they overpass. When they overpass a little bit, definitely take the shots that are there. If someone's open, it's an open shot. Take it. If you feel a way about what he said, maybe he was talking to you. Knicks 100. Gilbert tweeted Randall, I told you so, talking about Knick fans turning on players. That's what started all this, yeah. Again, with the Gilbert Arenas, he can get the F out of here. Gilbert Arenas, whatever it is, he had his shine in the game. Some of these players that aren't relevant anymore want to try to stay relevant. Gilbert Arenas, man, if I'm a player and I see some former has-been trying to tweet at me, I'm just saying, yeah, whatever, fam. I'm the one in the league right now with New York on my back, get the hell out of here. Pudge, nice. Yeah, it's RJ's team right now. Yeah, let's continue to ride that train. And I salute Mikey Fotis, all the way from Greece, Yasu. Sherwin M. Manchild. I take the ball. Yep, Knicks 100, what's up? A to Z. Salute Allah, appreciate you. Peace. Let's get it on the next one. A big stretch coming up. Let's get above 500. I'll see you soon. Freedom, I haven't heard anything about the game, about the fans here with his family. I don't think that happened. In MSG, he has enough power to get someone outed from the arena. Yep, I think he does in the arena, definitely. We all know MSG security is the tightest security there is, right? You could show up in a T-shirt. I could be in the bleachers right now with a T-shirt that says I dislike Dolan or something more, and you get taken out. But I think it has to do with social media, mostly social media rather than the arena. Salute Z again. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling, guys. Making moves now. We've looked at the stretch ahead. Let's talk a bit about the making moves. So throw your moves in there. We've had a good sample size now. We're at the halfway point of this season. We've seen enough of in terms of what you think this team can be, what its ceiling might be as currently constructed, health permitting. We all know health isn't promised, but what are some moves that you think need to be made, big or small? And do you think Leon's going to try to pull off a big swing? It's looking like they're going to definitely target their dudes. Miles Turner, I think that's the big one to look out for. I think they're all in on trying to kick the tires on Jeremy Grant. I think they're trying to kick the tires on Jeremy. Christian Wood is potentially another one, and also Cam Reddish. Yep, I do think they are interested in Cam Reddish. That's solid. You're hearing that from a lot of different places, and he's out there. Cam Reddish is very, very obtainable, right? The whole world knows he's available. The Atlanta Hawks are struggling. He's a surplus piece, like Kevin Knox is a surplus for the New York Knicks. Cam Reddish is. I think that's what we're going to look for. We're going to look for players that are teams that want to blow it up, want to try to move on, or teams that are struggling want to blow it up. Indiana looks like a trade partner. Wouldn't be surprised if Orlando. Look for connections. Scott Perry has strong connections with Detroit, and strong connections in Orlando organizations, right? That means the world when you're trying to make deals. When you're Scott Perry, you pick up the phone and you dial that organization, and it's a respectable guy who had a history in that franchise. They're going to be more likely to do deals. We've done deals with Utah. Look for that too. Walt Perrin, Johnny Bryant. There's connections with Utah. We helped them out with the Ed Davis deal. We took out Ed Davis for a couple seconds. So I'm looking for teams that we've done some wheeling and dealing with. Sam Presti, we've done 2 deals with him now. Sam Presti, thank you very much. He gave us pick 34 and pick 36 for pick 32, so that we could get Rokas and Deuce McBride. And then obviously with Sam Presti, he bought out Kemba, helped us out there. So, Sam Presti's a man who wheels and deals with anybody. Who else have we done some deals with recently? Those are the main ones that come to mind. To me, I think, it's going to be tough pulling deals with Philly. It's going to be tough pulling a deal with the Hawks, especially the fact that we're rivals. right now. We're strong rivals with the Atlanta Hawks. I'm not quite sure what it would look like if they're going to give us Cam Reddish. But what I do think is our draft compensation, the Charlotte pick, which is top 18 protected next season. I'm happy to move that, just in case it doesn't parlay. Let's move the Dallas one, keep our own pick, or move our own and keep Dallas, whichever one you think is going to be higher. But these draft compensation, I don't see us bringing in too many more rookies with Tibbs here. We got our rookies that he likes. He's got Quickly. He's got Grimes that he trusts. McBride he trusts. How many more rookies are we going to bring in? So I think they're either going to package those 3 picks to try and move up next draft, like they did this draft. They really wanted Chris Duarte. They really wanted Trey Murphy. They tried desperately to move up for them. This draft, we've got those 3 picks that might help us try to move up. Or I think they're going to package them in a Miles Turner deal. And let's see, throw your moves out there. And Arenas is a nutcase. Yep, he said that to Drew. He said that he drew a gun on so many of his teammates. Yeah, that tells you all you need to know. And D-Ras, it's a Knicks team right now. Or you could say it's a Tibbs team, D-Ras. I think they constantly say Tibbs is a spokesperson. Man, Leon Rose is the most silent president you've ever seen. He works in the shadows. Leon Rose, if he ever speaks, it'll be on Zoom. Bodega, RJ Barrett became the youngest player in Knicks history to have consecutive 30-point games. Yes, thank you very much for that. I've missed that. I was about to say it, at the start of the show, but that's what the chat here's for. Exactly, Eastern Conference Player of the Week. If he picks up another big game, I think hopefully he could become the youngest player in franchise history to have 3 30-point games as well and beat his own record. A salute show, and Arenas has a YouTube channel, Fubu Sports. Haven't seen that one, but yeah, he does love the spotlight. The Hawks have to shed salary, yet for Herder and Hunter. Yeah, exactly. I don't envy their position. John Collins, look out for that as a trade possibility. They were apprehensive maxing Collins out, and now he's causing all sorts of, calling teammates out in the locker room. That's just going to be, interesting to see. And RJ will be an all-star if we get Reddish as well. Yet the chemistry, those guys, the cohesion. And, if we get Cam Reddish, does that make New Orleans Pelicans a little bit more nervous about Zion? Freedom. We just have to be ready and realize this is business. Some or one of the players we like might go. Absolutely freedom. You've been watching this game a long time. You've seen it. Can't get too attached to players. We're attached to this team. We fall in love with some players, but at the end of the day, if a players come or go, the team will always be here. So it's a team. If we lose a player that I like, I just hope we bring in a player that I'll equally like as well and root for. And Knicks 100, that's why Quickly makes so much sense for Cam straight, but they'll force us to throw in Knox. Getting rid of Quickly frees Grimes and McBride. It's the move that has to be made. For Cam Reddish, I tell you what, it would help both teams, definitely. Quickly and Trey Young together, that would be a lightning backcourt. And then you bring Cam Reddish with RJ Barrett and Grimes, 3 solid 2-way wings for the next 10 years. That's a win-win trade as well. As much as I don't want to see Quickly go, that it could definitely be a huge win-win. We know it's a guard and wing-driven league. That's why we're struggling. We don't have great wings outside of RJ. Was our only top perimeter defender outside of Grimes, who just got drafted. Our success does ride on Grimes getting more minutes. I have a feeling he's just going to be that young player. Every year we have one young player that just shows a bit of potential for the future. Last year, IQ came out of nowhere. gave fans a lot of surprise, a lot of hope, as well as Obi Grimes. He has his name all over it. And salute to Walt Perrin, the scouting staff, everybody who wanted Grimes. Those that haven't heard, Quentin Grimes was looked at by Denver Nuggets at the 26th pick. So Quentin Grimes was selected by us. We obviously had to take him. We liked him. He showed out in the combine. Tibbs fell in love with him. But yeah, at the end of the day, he would have gone to the Denver Nuggets. And P Nice is on that Cam Reddish train as well. I wonder what they're going to ask for him too. How high they see him and how high their demand is in terms of they want a great player and picks. I'm like, no thanks. Just because he's surplus to them, you got to do good business. I know he might go to the highest bidder, but if they want a quickly and a pick or whatever, I think that's still too much. For a team that has to get rid of Reddish as well. There's just no room for him. And Bodega, you want to see RJ do a spree well tomahawk. Oh, man. Great comment. Spree, I've seen that picture come up on social media recently quite a bit. And definitely RJ is, showcasing some more dunks. It was the reverse dunk tonight. It was the tomahawk the other night. Maybe he's practicing for a dunk contest coming up, right? He knows he's not going to be in the rookie sophomore game in the All-Star. He knows that he's not going to be in the All-Star game. Maybe he's trying out for the dunk contest as well. Trying to learn some tips from Obi as well. So you guys are mostly with the Cam Reddish trade. I can really see that gaining more storm. Again, you're watching this replay. Throw your trade proposals, the moves you want to see coming up in the comments as well. Look out for the Miles Turner thing. I think they've got their eyes locked on that. Indiana's going to blow things up. He's going to be heavily dangled. Miles Turner, they have no use for him moving forward, either him or Sabonis. Karis LeVert, Brogdon. Indiana's an interesting one to watch. Although they're an Eastern team, but also look for the Clippers. We have some picks that'll really help the Clippers out. You mean to tell me that the LA Clippers wouldn't like Nerlens Noel, Kemba Walker, Alec Burks, some of these vets, with Kawhi and PG out? They're trying to strike. Steve Ballmer, he doesn't want to be the stepbrother to LA Lakers. And the LA Lakers are the most vulnerable right now. LA Lakers are looking fairly vulnerable. They're trying to piece, sticky tape Band-Aid these veterans together, and try to see what they can win. We know LeBron wants to play with his son. His days in LA could be numbered if they don't, do something big. I must admit, I thought Denver Nuggets were going to have a better season than what they're having. But the Golden State Warriors, they're looking the goods right now. Absolutely. That's critical, man-child. We're holding teams under 100 points a lot lately. Absolutely. That's credit. Outside of that other game more recently where we gave up 60 or 70 in the half. But we are holding it, we're holding it down as well. We're getting out to the shooters a lot more, not giving the open looks that we were before. And salute to all the mods. Appreciate you and all that you do. Keep it up. Freedom, you were liking the Turner thing last year, but you don't feel the same now. Yeah, I can see that too. Maybe is he just checking out? Maybe he's not motivated in Indiana right now. Turner's definitely not having the best year. I could see him in a situation where he knows he might be getting moved. He is struggling. I think Miles Turner, does need a fresh start. I think, Miles Turner on another team, maybe, next to Julius, he's his good friend, from Dallas and his training partner, that might light a fire under him because, he definitely has all the talent in the world. Miles Turner, he could stretch it. He's one of the best shot blocking center in the league when he's on. It'd be a good asset. I just, hope we don't give up too much for Turner as well. And P Nice, he needs a new start. And Knicks 100, we paid Houston instead of Spree. How foolish could we be? Yeah, Spree was guarding opposing team's best player and giving you 20. Yeah, he's still mad about that. Yeah, P nice, salute fam. The trolls are out in full effect. Yeah, it must be the time of night because I've never really been on this late. But yeah, that's great. So yeah, the Turner thing, one thing I'm confident with this front office is that they're not going to get fleeced. They're going to do a trade that's reasonable, reasonable asking price for a trade. If a team tries to bully us, I just think Leon Rose, World Wide West, so that they'll know when to hang up the phone. Whereas previous regimes, it'd be like, oh, yeah, could you throw another pick in? Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, could you throw another pick in? Could you throw in Mozgov? Can you throw in this piece? Throw in Rokas? Yeah, I think these guys know when to hang up on somebody, and I think they've got more respect around the league, right? More respect around the GMs. Look at the deals we're doing. We're helping out the LA Lakers. We're helping the LA Lakers save money. Let that sink in. In the words of Ron Cleveland, we're helping LA save money, and we're saving ourselves money. I think we all over the place with this front office. They don't call him World Wide West for nothing. He's on everyone's phone book. Is World Wide West. Everybody knows him. If anything, they may have a bit of envy dealing with the New York Knicks. They may feel some type of way against Tibbs. How does the league feel about helping Tibbs out as well? But Leon Rose, he's an agent, power agent, CAA. He knows market value as well. Yeah, Turner just needs a new start. I agree with that one, man. He's been in Indy about 5, 6, 7 seasons. That his future's ahead of him somewhere else as well. Could he want to go back to Dallas or the West Coast, LA? I think LA is going to be quite interested. And P nice, he don't have to do too much for us. Yeah, just defend and hit threes. Yep. Or to the chat's point earlier, could Mo Bamba be a cheaper, a Turner light option as well? Mo Bamba, don't sleep on him. He's not as athletic as Turner, but he's much bigger and longer. And Sherwin, yeah, we have zero need for Turner as well. I know you want to rock with Mitch. Give us your fair contract extension for Mitch. What kind of deal would you want to re-sign Mitch at? And Knicks 100's been trying to tell them that Turner's not that good. Let's speak to some indie fans as well. What they think, if he gets traded, if they're saying good riddance, that's probably a sign. And Turner is good; he's just not a need. And Houston H2O chose the Knicks after his rookie contract with Detroit, and Spree choked his coach. That should tell everything. Okay, he's just not that good. Freedom, appreciate you. Peace. Let's get on the next one. Salute. Sherwin, Turner needs to go to Toronto or Charlotte. That would be a good fit. Charlotte for sure. Toronto have got a lot of length already. Chris Boucher, Pascal. What do you guys think about a serviceable stopgap in a Serge Ibaka? If the Knicks are vet hunting, could they go for a Serge Ibaka as well? He can stretch it. The funny thing is, Boston, I know they got rid of Kemba Walker. They hope Al Horford still had something left. Al Horford's just got no game left at all. I know he could stretch it, but for all the talk, Boston are equal with us. They've got two bona fide all-star type dudes, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and they have the same record as us. We have a Julius Randle and an RJ, a third-year player that's never been an all-star, keeping us afloat. And we're level with Boston right now. So Atlanta's underachieving. Boston's severely underachieving. I just wish we got that season series against Boston. That first quarter, we looked good. We looked really good against Boston. It just went downhill after that. On the road, we capitulated, but they were fired up. A lot of tough matchups coming up against Eastern rivals, Atlanta, Charlotte. let's get those two. They are critical. And to be honest, that's going to be a great test to tell us where this New York Knicks team's at. Have they turned the corner? If this New York Knicks team has turned the corner, we will handle Atlanta easily, and we will handle Charlotte. If this team has turned the corner, I think. Let's see. But teams are getting healthy, and we could start to see some moves real soon, even if it's a precursor move, a smaller move, a Kevin Knox deal, helping out another team, save some salary. Look out for it. It's Jan 13 right now. We're inching closer and closer to deals being done. The New York Knicks are doing their research. They're talking about it. Let's see what Leon and that have up their sleeve right now, because it's a clean slate. We're at 500. New York Knicks 500 ball, clean slate. Half a season ahead of us still. Players haven't been at their best, aside from RJ right now. Randall hasn't had his best year. Fournier hasn't had his best. The Kemba thing's flamed out, and we're still at 500. Knicks 100 Raptors would be crazy for Turner. Sherwin would give Mitch, the max he would give him is 14.5. Okay, yep, I can definitely see that. If he's definitely continues what he did tonight, continues that consistency, I think Mitchell Robinson, would get that kind of value either with us or some other team, if he can continue this, as a consistent stretch. P Nice still loving the fact we locked up Luka tonight. How was he after the game? I didn't really see. I saw him laughing a little bit. Luka's just sometimes, he looks checked out at times. And every player that's on a bad team looks like that when they're the only guy. I think Luka's got some. He's going to cause Dallas some headaches right now. And Manchild, Mitch and Sims manning the middle for the foreseeable. Yep. I think Jericho Sims, I think they like him. I think he's going to be around. I think was he signed for a 2-year deal? I know Jericho's a 2-way, if I'm not mistaken. Second round pick was given a 2-way contract, or was he just given a 2-year deal straight out? Knicks 100, Allen Houston played how many seasons after getting paid? Spree gave T-Wolves 3 good years. Manchild, Houston's career was derailed by injuries. Yeah, he definitely was. James Dolan pulled out the checkbook, showed his loyalty. Allen Houston, Spree, they're both beloved Knicks. Both didn't really end the way you would like to see, but that's what happens. We end up trading John Starks. We traded Patrick Ewing. We traded a lot of favorite sons. Yeah. Knicks 100. No, Houston broke down instantly. Sherwin says Mitch is eligible for an extension worth up to 55, yet for 4 years since the Knicks exercised his team. Yeah, I think that's the option that Robert Williams got. I think a similar kind of deal. Yeah, as well. But to recap in terms of the final point tonight, making moves. The New York Knicks, they're going to be prudent. I think they're going to canvass the league, see where they can get involved in deals that will help. They'll look for impact players on shorter term deals or high upside. They'll look to see where they can retool a little bit too, because I do feel some of the front office has their eye on the next couple of years as well. I know Tibbs, he will want his vets that'll help right now. They know that they're not, their championship window is not even close to getting open just yet. I don't think they're going to try to pull off, something that will mortgage the future at all. They'll try and bring in some high upside people, and maybe a couple of smaller salary vets, Terrence Ross or Miles Turner, someone like that, that's not going to break the bank, but that will help out. But there'll be plenty more of time to, over the coming weeks, we'll chop it up, continue this. It's been the chat show. The chat's been lit tonight. New York Knicks back at 500. All the Knicks fans out there, enjoy the next couple of days. Soak in it. RJ Barrett's on the come up. Julius Randle corrected the ship tonight. Mitchell Robinson had his best game of the season, or one of the best games of the season. Fournier starting to show a little bit of form. Let's see what Kemba Walker, if he comes straight back into the starting unit, what that looks like. Alec Burks goes back to the bench. A very, very soft 5-game stretch coming up after 2-game break. The New York Knicks have a great chance. If they can turn the corner, they need to show us right now in this stretch it's going to happen. And then possibly D Rose comes back, and then some moves as well. But there is a brutal West Coast trip, a tougher second half of the season coming up. We're strapped in. The streets are buzzing. We've got you covered for content all season long. The chat is where it's at. Let's get it. And we'll see you on the next one soon. Peace.
Yeah.